So y'all have probably been watching a bunch of videos on YouTube on how to install some sort of like children's nitrous system. That ain't this video. In this video here, we are going to go over the key components that you're going to want to do to install a higher level nitrous system. So something that you would want to take to the track if you were serious about racing. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, or you just want to get a little bit more information before you make that commitment to nitrous, stick around. We're going to go over everything and how to install it. All right, guys, so first and foremost, the first step of nitrous is figuring out what style nitrous setup you want to run. We're going to use the Trailblazer SS here today. You guys may be familiar with this vehicle. We do quite a bit of index racing with it, and we actually run a wet plate kit on this just to give us a little extra horsepower to run some of these certain ET indexes that we like to run. So first question you really need to ask yourself, what type of nitrous setup do I want to run? And a lot of this is going to be based off of what horsepower shot you want to use. So anything from a 50 to about a 200 to 225 shot. A standard plate setup like this works really good. This particular one is a nitrous outlet plate kit. And you can see it goes right in between the intake manifold and the throttle body. And with this setup here, it does spray not only nitrous, but fuel into the intake manifold that gets distributed, between the intake runners. Not the best setup for a higher horsepower nitrous setup. With this, it's just inherent. There's no real good way to have even cylinder distribution with your nitrous setup. So if you're looking to go more like 250, 300 shot and up, highly encourage you run a fogger setup. What a fogger setup is, and you may know this, but the fogger setup has a nitrous nozzle that's in each individual nitrous runner. And with that setup, basically it gives an even distribution of nitrous to each cylinder. Definitely the way to go if you are looking to run a higher end nitrous setup. Something that this vehicle here probably is going to get in the near future. Now, installing these plates are super easy. You literally unbolt the throttle body, and these plates actually come with longer bolts. So you just unbolt the throttle body, slide the plate down in here, mount the solenoids, and then you bolt your throttle body right back down. Super easy. A lot of these kits come with pre-bent lines, just like this one did. This is literally an out-of-the-box nitrous outlet kit. Fits perfect. And then to tap into the nitrous side of things, I've got a dash 4 AN line down here that's going right into the solenoid. This dash 4 line comes around, and then this is my purge valve right here. So this is going to be one of these items that a lot of people call an accessory, but this is something you really do need. So with this purge valve, what this does is it purges any air that you have out of the line, and basically it's on a momentary button inside the vehicle. So again, dash 4, and then I run a 4 to dash 6 adapter, and then I run a dash 6 up to the bottle. And we'll talk about the inside of the vehicle here shortly. So guys, we're halfway there on the nitrous kit under the hood. So we've done the nitrous side. Now let's talk about the fuel side. So much like our nitrous setup, we've got a 4AN line going to the fuel solenoid. So with this over here, it goes from the fuel solenoid and it comes around, and we're actually tapping directly into the factory fuel rail for the fuel side of this nitrous system. This little black anodized piece right here, this is actually a piece that clips right onto the end of the factory fuel rail, and then on the other side is just the factory fuel line. And essentially it's just a bolt-on T that allows you to take fuel right from the fuel rail and feed it right into the nitrous system. This is not something I would do on a really big horsepower shot. So I'd say probably about 200, 250 max on this setup. And you need to make sure you've got a big enough fuel pump to supply not only the engine, but the nitrous system as well. So with the nitrous kit, this is definitely one of those things that you need to make sure some of your supporting modifications are also in place. If you are running a bigger hit, so like say you're running a 300 or so nitrous kit, you definitely need to start considering either a lot bigger fuel pump for the vehicle or running a standalone. So a lot of people run a like dedicated fuel cell just for the fuel for the nitrous system. That works too, but again, guys, got to make sure that you're not getting any sort of fuel pressure loss. That's pretty much it there. There really isn't a whole lot to these things under the hood, but I'm going to show you inside what we need to do as far as mounting the bottle. A lot of different options here. So let's go ahead and jump inside real quick. All right, guys, so we just talked about what to do under the hood. And then again, we are going to run a -4 line to your purge valve. Out of the purge valve, we're going to step it up to a 6AN. We're going to go through the firewall, and then we're going to come right up into here. And what this is a safety shutoff valve, as well as a good quality nitrous pressure gauge. These are available from Summit, Jegs, Jerry Bickle, things of that nature. And these are two items, again, they never come in a nitrous kit. These are going to be add-ons that I highly, highly, highly encourage you consider adding to your kit. And with this setup here, this is a lot more accurate way to monitor bottle pressure. And I run this before my shutoff valve. So basically what I do is I always leave my bottle on, and then I always have my valve off. And that way I can constantly monitor what my bottle pressure is. And when you're racing, you typically want to be between, 950 and 980 PSI. So a lot of people put the nitrous bottle in the trunk. There's a couple pros and a lot of cons to that. So some of the positives of having the nitrous bottle in the trunk is if you did not want to see it or you wanted to be inconspicuous about it, obviously that's kind of a no-brainer place to put it. The problem is if you have the nitrous bottle in the trunk, you pretty much have to have it on all the time. So the valve's always open, and that can be bad if you have a leaking solenoid at the motor. Those things do happen. You get a little piece of trash or something like that in the line. And what can happen is, like, say, for instance, you've got the engine off and the solenoid on the engine's leaking. You can have a steady flow of nitrous just kind of trickling into the engine. I can't decide for you where to put the bottle. If you want it hidden in the trunk, and of course, some people run an electric opener to turn it on and off. Yeah, I like having it here beside me. I don't know. It works pretty good. My mount that I have here, I know this setup isn't for everybody because you do need to remove the seat to have this. Or you could even put it like maybe just behind the front seat. But my mount that I have here for my nitrous setup literally bolts into the factory seat mounts. So one bolt right here, one bolt right there, and then one bolt right there. And literally this whole setup comes right out. And then I've got a couple buttons here. This is my purge. To purge nitrous, I've got to arm the nitrous system right here. And then this is actually my bottle heater, which is another thing I want to talk to you guys about. The mount right here is actually from ARC, and I highly, highly, highly encourage you guys run this one. I really like it. It does 12 volt and 110 volt. So super nice. And if you got your vehicle running, you can basically just sit here, turn it on, heats the bottle up, put your pressure where you need it, ready to rip. And guys, to wrap up here, I wanted to talk about the wiring here real quick. So you can make this super easy, or you can make it a little bit more complex depending on how you want to use your nitrous. But some people just have it on a button on the steering wheel. Some people even add an additional safety feature of having a hob switch on the fuel rail. And what a hob switch does is basically the nitrous and the fuel solenoids will not open if the fuel pressure drops below a certain point. So kind of a nice little safety feature if that's something that you did want to add. On my setup here, since we do race this, and obviously a lot of the index racing, we have to be real consistent. I'm actually running this off of the Holley fuel injection. This is an old timer. We don't use this anymore, but back before we had the Holley, I would set my duration of spray through this Leash Electronics timer, and works really, really, really well. But again, I do it all through the Holley now. Also, one other point that I do want to hit on is if you are going to have your bottle, whether it be in the trunk or in the passenger compartment, you need a safety blowdown tube. So some of these are actually just hard aluminum tubing. On this setup here, I'm just running some AN line. But basically, This just screws on to like where your burst disc would be. And in the event, if this disc were to rupture, instead of filling the car full of nitrous, it would actually dump it out. And this line goes into a AN bulkhead fitting that dumps outside. So one other thing that I did want to add that we forgot to go over.